What is up, guys? Today I am back with another YouTube video. Today I'm doing a review on the S.H.F. Kazama from Tekken 8. This got released actually released this month. For you guys who don't know what Tekken 8 is, it's a 3D traditional fighting game. It's a very high level, like enrage-inducing type of game. I've been a fan of it since Tekken, I think Tag Tournament 2, and a little bit of Tekken 5. And as of recently, I've been playing Tekken 8. And yeah, I mean, I guess let's just hop into it. Basically, Jin Kazama, the main character, debuted in Tekken 3, all the way through every Tekken game, essentially now. He's basically been the main character, aside from his father Kazuya and his grandfather and other titles. But main focus, recently has been mainly Jin and Kazuya. Especially since, spoiler alert, in Tekken 7, Heihachi had been killed by Kazuya. So now we're here, and this is Jin's new official outfit. In his default one. His default 2 is like if you guys know, his default 2 is this outfit, actually. This is his new karate Tekken outfit, which I do hope S.H.F. makes. And, he has other outfits too in Tekken 8, but I'm not going to ramble on and on about that. But, first let's go ahead and just go in, talk about the detail of the figure here. You can see the eyes and the face to the figure, in my opinion, look really good and look very close to, the promotional images and whatnot that was released. I will say this, I do feel like he has a bit much of eyeliner. Or like, I guess his eyelashes are a little bit thicker compared to the box arts. But, I mean, it doesn't bother me since most of the time his face is kind of covered. His hair is covering his face for what he has going on and whatnot. So, I mean, they said themselves, the creators who was actually reviewing the figure prior said that everything was basically, it's basically, I guess, ripped straight from the game. Like, they use these scans and stuff like that to get the figures the way they are. And which I'll say, this is pretty good. I kind of wish more companies would do that. Especially for like video game titles like Street Fighter, and I think that's the only video game that they have, S.H.F. has, in terms of fighting games. I could be wrong. But closer look, like I was trying to say, the detail, the figure is pretty much like one-to-one to the game. There's not a lot of shading. Like I don't think there's really any shading on this guy. The paints are nice and whatnot. Everything is just done nicely. It just figure doesn't have any shading, which I don't necessarily mind. If you want to add shading to your figure, you can. Me personally, I'm completely fine with how it is. I'm actually considering getting another Jin. Might get two more. As for his hair, like I said, everything here, no shading at all, but the head is actually just a separate piece. There's no like removing faces, which you can see here. He comes with a shouting face. And then another face he comes with, he has a looking to the side face, which it's not bad. I actually quite like it. Go ahead and put back on the stern face. So enough of basically going over the detail of the character. I'm going to go ahead and go over the articulation. And first we're going to start off with the very small bits, being these belt pieces here. These can move and these can plug out. It doesn't actually hinder any articulation, which I'm going to get at the legs now. The figure and like that peg and everything, it just stays in there. So there's like really no like problem at all. The figure has a thigh swivel. He has a drop down and it's covered by the I think this is a very cool idea they did. They used the little caps that like the DBZ SHF use, and those caps really cover those like nasty gaps that figures with drop downs usually have. And credit to where credit's due, that's a very good idea that Tamashii has done to kind of cover up the gapping of figures. And I mean, it's not too much of a hassle to get them back into position. It's just that, like, as you can see here with this leg, it is not even, but just a little bit of turning is all that it needs. And straight. Double jointed leg. He can almost kick his butt. There's no thigh cut or boot cut, but he does have a ball jointed leg, or foot, sorry, ball jointed foot that actually gets really good ankle motion. And he also has a toe hinge. That's actually really well designed. There's none of that like blocky edginess to it. It's just straight up, just nice and sleek. For the upper torso portion, he does have that ball joint that's on the hinge that goes like forward and back only, which I kind of wish it wasn't that. I kind of wish it was just a dumbbell joint in there to kind of give more motion, but he can still get the side to side, so I guess that's a plus. As for the upper torso, it's kind of hard to say. I'm pretty sure it is a dumbbell joint in that ab area, but it just doesn't want to move all that much for me, so I might have to heat the figure up or something. For the arms, he does have a butterfly joint here on both sides, where the details of the wings actually continue to spread out. And he can't really cross his arm that much, but to just kind of get it in there, not that bad. His arm is on a well, there's a bicep or shoulder swivel at the arm, and it can rotate 360 degrees. I did, for anyone that gets this figure, I did use some shock oil. I used this here to like help with the joints, because they were super tight, especially this arm. It wouldn't move at all and stuff like that. Don't put a lot of that in there, just a little bit, like one drop is all you need, and you should be straight. There is a bit of a swivel at the arms here too, just like the SHF figures. And he also has rotation at the gauntlets to basically, when maneuver the arm, since his forearm, at some instances you do want it to follow. He got the hinged hands that can go up and down and side to side. A closer look at his studded gauntlets. That's awesome. And the neck and head, or the neck and the head, are on a ball joint system that can help him look up pretty well. Oh, it is thundering outside. He can look up really well, and he can look down. And then he gets the, the attitude. Since he's a Sasuke archetype. I was gonna say he was like an emo or whatever, but it's kind of hard to say what he is. Fix him up so I can get him standing. Oh. Alright. Stand still. There we go. For the hands, I'm gonna show you guys here. He comes with 2 karate hands, 2 open palm hands, and 2 grabbing hands there. In the photos, I tried to use some of the other hands and stuff like that, but it is pretty hard, especially since I just have this fear with the torso here about something about it. Just, I don't know. I don't feel like it's moving. Okay, it's moving. And here you can get this guy. Here you can get this guy in some pretty good poses. Since his style of karate is based on Kyokushin, Kyokushin karate, and his gameplay is also kind of based on a mix of his devil power. You can get him into a lot of good karate poses, especially in the game. It's called Omen Stance, where he hits this here. Turn that around. Turn that around. Oh. Turn. The Omen Stance. Just one of my go-to moves whenever I do the heat engager. But aside from that, now I'm gonna go ahead and do some size comparisons. I grabbed as much fighting game characters as I could. So here's what I got here. My custom Hwarang from Tekken 7. Well, it's just my own custom Hwarang. With the Jade Toys figure, he sizes pretty well. Here he is next to a Bring Arts Cloud, which I'm trying to get situated. He's a little crooked right now. This is the FF Kingdom Hearts 1, who stands pretty tall compared to Jin. Here he is next to my custom Tekken Jin Kazama. Perfect, pretty good size with them too. Then here he is next to the Tekken 8 default or karate outfit that he has in the game. Whoa! He just fell over. But the game's dimensions figure are taller than the SHF, of course, including Kazuya himself. Let me just get this guy situated too. He's also relatively tall compared to Jin. Here he is next to Storm Collectibles Tekken 7 Jin Kazama, another figure that is obviously on the larger scale, as you can see there. Here he is next to my SHF Ryu from Street Fighter. These two actually scale really well with each other, so I'm happy about that. You want to do Tekken, anyone who has played Tekken X Street Fighter, they stand pretty close. And then here he is next to Sephiroth, who's obviously taller due to the Roman key body being about 6.5 inches tall. And just for the fun of it, here is Akuma from Street Fighters as well. He's actually a little taller than Jin. Oh, sorry. He's actually a little taller than Jin. So that's actually pretty cool. Kind of showing his more monstrous demon side. And you know what, last but not least, here he is next to my OC. Let me get this guy out the way. Sorry, Akuma. Here he is next to my OC. And yeah, that's it, man. That's it for the Jin Kazama figure review. I got this guy not like last week. I got him last week, and I've mainly just been having fun with him and seeing what I needed to fix with the figure, which is something that I think I'm gonna start making videos on. Is, you know, what do you do, or, you know, to be cautious about your figures and stuff like that, because last thing we want is to spend $80 on a figure, mess with it, and it breaks. Had that happen once, and never again do I want that happening. But yeah, man, this was my Tekken 8 Jin Kazama action figure review. I hope you guys have a great rest of the week. I should be working on my Broly's soon. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.